Live from beautiful downtown Redwood Shores, California, it's the EA Radio Show with Tony Bruno.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to EA Radio again today for the Tony Bruno Show. Big stuff coming up on today's show. I'm being told we have some callers on the line who have issues to discuss. So we're here to get those things out in the open and debate them. So how about we go to the first caller? Hi, you're on. What's your beef?
Tony, what is up, man? Hey, I was listening to the program the other day, and I heard you talking about the crazy uniforms that they have in the NFL. I had to call in, man. I had to jump all over this. You know, the whole thing drives me crazy, man. Crazy. Seems like every year teams are coming up with some crazy uniform, like the Dolphins' orange jersey. I mean, those things were burning my eyes. The Bengals uniforms, those new Bengal uniforms. Who designed those? The Browns, those Browns orange jerseys. They're the Browns, not the oranges. They're not the Cleveland Oranges. Then you got a whole bunch of other teams who just, the Titans. What is that on their helmet there? I just don't understand. I don't know what that is. Let's see teams go back old school, man. Get that C, that Chicago Bears C on your helmet. Get that Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They only got one logo on one side of their helmet. I mean, that's classic, man. That's that real stuff, man. Okay, man. I gotta sign off now, man. I just want to see what you think about it. Thanks a lot.
No, you have a point. But like I was saying the other day, I kind of like some of these alternate uniforms. You just can't beat the Chargers rolling onto the field wearing their powder blues. I also kind of like the single-colored patch Jets and Cardinals. You're right about one thing, though. Some teams take it 2 or 3 steps too far. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Bengals' new duds. The Texans' red jersey is also one I could live without. One final note, the first time I saw the Dolphins in that bright orange, it was a shock to the system. But I'm starting to like them now. Thanks for the call. Breaking news that we have to get to all of you. That's what they pay me for. So don't touch that dial. Stay tuned.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
By a vote of 30-2, Sam Farmer there in the green shirt writes for the Los Angeles Times, and I wonder what he's going to ask Commissioner Goodell in the future now that he can't ask him about getting a team in L.A.
Well, possibly he's going to clear up some of those questions that we all have. So I am excited to listen to Roger Goodell.
Here's the Commissioner.
Okay, we all set? Yep. I appreciate everyone's patience in allowing our process to play out. The NFL owners tonight approved the return of the Los Angeles market. It's more than just a stadium. It's a project and entertainment complex that we believe will be responsive to the kind of things we need to be successful with our fans. The agreement provides that we would give $100 million to both the Chargers and to the Raiders to use to help build a facility. If a new stadium could get built, we would contribute that $100 million to the project in both of those markets, which would be our hope. The ownership, I think, personally believes that the project at Hollywood Park was a kind of signature project that had the vision, that had the facilities that would really bring a new kind of fan experience to the NFL and to Los Angeles. And so we're very excited about the project that Stan's put together. I would also say and share with you, this morning I started the meeting by saying that a relocation is a painful process. It's painful for the fans, for communities, for the teams, for the league in general. Stability is something that we've taken a great deal of pride in, and in some ways a bittersweet moment because we were unsuccessful in being able to get the kind of facilities that we wanted to get done in their home markets. So the excitement that we feel about being able to return to Los Angeles is balanced with a disappointment, and we'll continue to try to address those issues. I'm going to ask, because we had a lot of ownership involvement. We had extraordinary leadership from our LA committee. We had our stadium committee and our finance committee also involved. Art Rooney and Bob McNair chair the stadium committee and finance committee. They are important members of the LA committee, and I'm going to ask them to make a few comments.
Well, I just
I want to say thanks to all of our partners who went through a long process here for the last really couple of years. In particular, Stan, Dean, and Mark, whose commitment to getting something done brought us to this day, and we're excited that we got something done. It was time to get a franchise back to Los Angeles. It was time we get this situation resolved and get a program in place for the other communities to continue to work to keep their franchises. It's been a long, difficult process, difficult decisions, but I think we came together today to make a good decision and see a great stadium be built in a great city. So appreciate all the hard work by a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to congratulate Stan and also thank Dean and Mark for their participation in this project. This has been going on for like 2 years that we've been working on this. And these projects are very large, they're very expensive, and involve a lot of people and requires a lot of cooperation and a lot of patience. And I was pleased that we were able to come up with a plan today that was satisfactory to our members and that will take care of the Los Angeles market, will provide incentive for the Chargers and the Raiders to see if they can do something in their home markets by giving them some additional equity funds. And so we're quite pleased with the outcome and look forward to the development of a real NFL campus out in Los Angeles.
And you worked on Los Angeles long before you were commissioner. Why now? What was it about Inglewood that made the iron hot? Why does it get done now?
Well, I've often said over those 21 years that what we need is a great facility, Sam. I think the reason why the two teams left for a large part in the 90s, the Rams and the Raiders, was because they didn't have an adequate stadium. We were unsuccessful, as you know, for many years in trying to get something done that would meet the standards of what we expect for LA, what the entertainment of the capital of the world. I think what happened over the last year is we had two outstanding opportunities. We had communities that we were working to try to see if we could solve those issues, and with a project that we think is going to change, frankly, the world. I think it's part of Stan's vision, and I think the ownership supported that.
Frank, how are you today? It's good to see you. Well, you know, Frank, I've been open about this process. This thing, what has happened here has gone on since 2002. Let's be fair. I understand the emotional argument. I said that earlier. But it's not something that you want to do. It's when you have a history of and a lease, part of the reason that the team moved there, and the lease requires certain things, we have to have a first-class stadium product. We're in that business elsewhere, as you know, Frank, and we spend quite a lot of resources trying to make sure that we stay relevant, and these stadia have to be of a certain quality. What I would say is I understand the emotional side. I have a responsibility also. The promise was made. There was a very detailed requirement for community engagement, which we followed.
Rogan from NBC in LA. Commissioner, you said it was a bittersweet day. Now let's flip it on the other side. And what do you think it means to the fans of LA?
Well, I mean, this is the hardest undertaking that I've faced in my professional career, and you do not want to come into Los Angeles without something that's really first class, because that's what's expected. So I'll tell you a story about one of the guys that works with us that is from LA. His mother was at a deli yesterday in Los Angeles, and a fan was wearing a Rams cap, and so she was talking to him, and she said, wanted to know about the connection with the Rams, and he said, well, he was at the rally at the Coliseum on Saturday, and that he thought there was a chance that the Rams might return, it would be his happiest week in 21 years or something. And that's the emotional side. And so the Rams were there a long time, and I know it means a lot to those fans. I oftentimes get stopped in Los Angeles, and they'll go, "Are you that guy?" over the years, and it's a little bit different. There'll be a FedEx driver or something, but he'll tell me a story about how he went with his dad to the games when he was young and things, and how he knew every player. And so I think it's a tremendously exciting and positive thing for Los Angeles.
We've got an update out of Los Angeles. Delpha O'Neal begins their first season in their new city, and let me tell you, the fans there couldn't be more excited. From what we understand, they're setting all kinds of records for merchandise sales. Hats, T-shirts, jerseys. Their Rabbit fans just can't seem to get enough. The big question now, though, can they reach their high expectations? Stay tuned, sports fans. Let's go to the phones to see what some of you think.
Hey, Tony. You know, I was excited about this team moving to my town, but now that they're here, I got to tell you, man, I am absolutely ecstatic. You're right. The fans are all into it, buying up everything the team is selling. I even saw a group of older ladies selling cookies shaped like a football with the quarterback's number on it. They went like hotcakes, Tone. This is so much fun to be part of a city that has this much enthusiasm for the team. I mean, I used to live in a town that had a couple of professional franchises, but nobody seemed to really care. I tell you, it's a completely different thing when the fans are happy out there supporting their team. I predict a lot of success for them, and soon. But even if they don't win right away, these fans aren't going to jump ship. We've waited too long to get a football team. And now that they're here, we're not going to abandon them like their former fans did.
All right, thanks for calling, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, switching gears now. Let's get right to it with...
Tony!
Hello!
I had a great time this weekend, and I wanted to call your show to kind of talk about it. You know, socialize over football. I think football is such a great sport. Unfortunately, we don't have a team, but you know, that really doesn't matter. I still really get into the game.
Dive package. Throws it. It's going the other way.
During the season, though, we usually get a group of my closest friends together, throw some hamburgers on the grill, bust out some snacks, and hang out for about 6 hours to watch the game. We have really a great time. When the weather is nice, we throw the bar around in the backyard, then comes Monday. We all get together at work and talk about who made the biggest mistake at the weekend, who made the greatest catch, what coach did the best job, you know, those types of things. We socialize, hang out, and even some of the women at work get into the conversation and they talk about the things that they have to say about the game. That's something I've noticed the last couple of years, how many women actually like watching football and they really understand what's going on. It's very cool, Tony, and anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Have a great one.
Yeah, I know quite a few ladies who really get into the game of football. Almost every game I go to, I see women getting into it as much as men, sometimes even more so. I just think the NFL is one of those sports that's attractive to a lot of different people for different reasons. It features some of the top athletes in the world competing in the aggressive yet strategic game. There's skill, there's the big hits, acrobatics, there's strength, speed, accuracy. It's just a game that gets people talking. And even after the games, conversations continue to flow about some of the things you just mentioned, like mistakes or good coaching maneuvers. The fact that there are only 16 games in the regular season has something to do with the popularity, too, because every game matters. So when you go into work on Monday after your team knocks off one of your co-workers' teams, well, smack talking must happen, right? That's just the way it goes. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Hello, what's going through this guy's mind right now? Does he think he's immune to attending the team's camp where players begin their long haul towards getting in shape, learning the system, bonding with one another, etc., etc.? What kind of reception does he think he's going to get when he finally shows up? This is just another step in the wrong direction. All right, time to get some calls.
Hey, Tony, You know, you said it. I can't believe that a player of his stature made this decision. I mean, the guy's an icon. And doing something like this is so far beneath him. His reputation's going to be soiled forever. Mark my words. I mean, his total disregard for his teammates and other players, it's clear now, and I'd never seen it before. You know, maybe it was bubbling underneath that smooth exterior he always had, but the truth's out now. And there's not going to be anywhere to hide when he finally does drag his unappreciative butt back where it should be. This guy makes me insane. It makes me mad. But thanks for taking my call, and hopefully he'll see what he's doing wrong.
Hey, thank you for sharing your thoughts, and keep listening. And that will bring this week's edition of the Tony Bruno Show to a close. Parting is such a sweet sorrow, but don't worry, sports fans. We'll be back next week with more breaking news and astounding insights to share with you. See you then.
The Eagles have selected quarterback Devin.
Wow. No, we didn't take that one.
Will Levis, quarterback, Kentucky.
The nerve, the unmitigated gall, the disgusting comments that this man has made. I'm sorry, I don't want to use this word, but Mike, who the hell do you think you are?
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes. There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. Because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
The next president of the United States of America.